So, probably the most important and consequential stories of the last 2 weeks, not only for Ukraine, but also for the United States and the whole world, probably. The Pentagon files leak. So this story is finally coming to its climax. And if you missed it somehow right before Easter, it appeared that some of the classified Pentagon briefings were leaked. At first, they were found by Russian propagandists, then press and Aussie investigators tracked it down to some weird Minecraft Discord server. Today, Washington Post basically found the guy who leaked it, and, well, it's both hilarious, incredibly stupid, and fucking horrifying. Melania, hi.
Hi.
My first question to you, and I'm not interviewing Melania, she's a co-host, but I wanted to ask her, what were your versions, like when it happened a week ago or something like that, right? I had, like, my brain was just like, what the fuck? How did it happen? Is it Russians? Is it Americans? Is it Ukraine? What happened? What were your versions?
Like, my first thought was, okay, this is another like Julian Assange situation. There's a whistleblower there somewhere who's completely misinformed about everything and is doing something. But then again, there was no indication of that happening. And also because since the war started, my second and like most, in my opinion, most probable thing was that, Russian agents, Russian spies in Pentagon broke into the facility or paid somebody to do it or paid or bribed, an official with all, clearances to this super sensitive documentation. And he went into this room full of supercomputers that are protected by two-step verification and dogs with 3 heads, and everything is like, and he's like the spy from some spy movie, just grab this information, give it to the Russians, and Russians have leaked it through these weird sources. So I was sure that it had something to do with that. And I was terrified because, it would mean that Russians are actually in the system, in the United States, in Pentagon, and all of these very important parts of Ukraine as American national security. And I was terrified. Yeah, so that was one hell of a week.
Yeah, that was cool. Well, I heard my one of my versions was like, I had many of them. I'm not crazy, but like one of them was like, do you remember on D-Day, before the D-Day, they tried to deceive Germans about the what weapons do they have, where do they have it, etc., etc.
Oh yeah.
They made those floated tanks, etc. So I thought maybe that's some disinformation campaign. Then I saw a version that this is actually some Ukraine sympathizer who wanted to expose United States by not doing enough or something. But it appeared that it is so fucked up. The truth is was always like on the surface, and the truth is it happened because someone is probably mentally ill, but also incredibly fucking stupid, and also probably a Nazi.
And also a bunch of children are involved.
And yes, children are involved. That's the best part.
The leader of a small online gaming chat group where a trove of U.S. classified intelligence documents leaked over the last few months is a 21-year-old member of the intelligence wing of the Massachusetts Air National Guard, according to the interviews and documents reviewed by the New York Times. The National Guardsman, whose name is Jack Teixeira, oversaw a private online group named Teixeira Central, where about 20 to 30 people, mostly young men and teenagers, came together over a shared love of guns, racist online memes, and video games. So he was 21 years old, and he was a member of the intelligence wing of the Massachusetts Air National Guard. Jesus Christ.
How did 21
and apparently
years...
had a clearance for these documents. Does he either have clearance to these documents, being so young and being obviously a tad problematic?
Rank. Absolutely low rank. You
probably because he's a kid. Yes,
Is he even an officer or something like?
I think he just got to drink. Like he started, like he was just allowed to drink this year because he's 21. In America, you can only drink. So,
But he was already allowed to the most sensitive classified
he
documents.
wasn't allowed to drink, but he had clearance for the most classified stuff ever. Or he didn't have clearance, but was somehow allowed to like take pictures and rewrite stuff and take it out of the building. Let's come back to the what they call modus operandi of this problem of the Washington Post article. One of the guys, and he was explaining things.
Washington Post made a pretty good investigation.
Pretty good. I was reading it. I thought I was losing my mind. Like it's very well written. Like you're questioning reality. Like
not
the fuck am I reading?
Yeah, but we should also give some credits to Bellingcat, who participated in it as well. And yeah, so we will read it to you because it's there to be read.
We'll read it together. We're like at this point, we're like Joe Rogan. We just read stuff and then
Jamie pulled it up.
You. Pull it up, Jamie.
Pulling this up, and the man behind the massive leak of U.S. government secrets. So they found this guy, and it appeared this guy was some kind of leader in a Discord server for little friends who are children mostly, but they didn't know each other age by most part, but probably were children because they found each other on some gaming YouTube or something like that. And so roughly 24 men and boys were on this Discord server where this guy was mentoring them and trying to get some authority. And in order to do this, the man called OG, which is old...
Original gangster, Mark.
Gangster,
come on,
gangster, yeah.
come on.
I'm too old for that. Is original gangster.
It's an internet slang when you call somebody an OG, you mean like he's cool. He's there from the beginning. And he's like the leader, the mentor, the whatever, like our guy. You need to like specify the fact that these kids that are, now in question, people are talking about, they're in their like late teens now. So when they all met during COVID, like 4 years ago, they were like literal children. Yeah. It's very important. It's like a bunch of kids.
Yeah. Because like, that's probably the best age to
groom children.
Yeah.
Yes.
because what united all those guys is their mutual love of guns, military gear, and God. The group of roughly 24 men and boy formed an invitational-only clubhouse. Right. The words were unfamiliar. A few people read along note. One of the members explained, but yeah, that's not relevant. Sorry, but yeah, the most importantly, this guy was a fan of guns, was a fan of God, and not a fan of people of other races. So it was originally sorry, I couldn't find this in here, but originally the Discord server was called another name, which meant that you can use racial slur in that. Also, the man they found a video probably of this guy who was shouting racist slurs and firing weapons.
It was called Thug Shaker Central. That's the name of the Discord server.
As every people of this, I would say not illness, but probably some kind of mental illness. Disorder is good. Yeah, they usually, like, everything has a meaning. Like every word, every name has a meaning. So they use the slur. And what's important, they had kids there to mentor them and get authority and to make those kids, I don't know, become what?
Well, virtually so we're here talking, this article is talking about one of the members of the server who was a young boy, who's still a young boy, and who was explaining his motivations and reasons and everything about this Discord. And according to him, kind of, what he said that was very interesting to me especially, was that he said OG wanted us to become these perfect soldiers, informed, fit, with God, like everything he imagined to be like a perfect fit soldier for unknown, undisclosed battle. And this is very interesting because we're going to unravel this article a bit more later. But he this OG guy took it upon himself to kind of moderate it and to make this Discord server and this community kind of like very secretive. And you know what kids of certain age really, really love? They love belonging to a cool kids club.
Yeah.
And this is something and this is something very manipulative. And this is something, and what worried me is that this kid, I think through no kind of imagination or logic of his own, I think he was groomed into this. He used the word soldier. He wanted us to become these perfect soldiers. And it bothered me and it scared me a lot because this is not just your like regular, I'm sorry, grooming children to, as predators do online.
Yeah.
This is kind of something akin to brainwashing. Don't you agree, Mark?
Once again, this is some kind of a military guy from like the military guy.
According to him,
according to him, from military base in Germany, from American military base in Germany, who was communicating with kids. They watched movies together, joked around and prayed. OG also lectured them about world affairs and secretive government operations. He wanted to keep us in the loop. And yeah, seemed to think that his insider knowledge would offer the others protection from the troubled world around them. Yeah, and you mentioned the kid. So the Washington Post found the kid and talked to him and actually recorded what the kid said. And it sounds, first of all, strange, a little bit curated, as if kid was talking like he didn't want to go to jail, but also,
well, it makes sense. The kid's in trouble now.
Yeah, but
it's not again, let's talk about that. That's not about like he didn't steal a bike, okay?
Yeah.
He is a part of some fucked up conspiracy against the United States government and the United States nation. This is how bad it is. Of course, he didn't do it himself, right? This is something that I want to clear up for our viewers, especially. What bothers me is that this kid didn't just, get in trouble. Like, kids get in trouble, right? They smoke marijuana and get drunk and whatever. This kid is part of a conspiracy against the United States government through no fault of his own. I don't believe it's his fault. I believe he was, 16 or 17? That's dumb, right? But of course, his speech is very curated because, oh my God, he's in trouble. Oh my God, he's in trouble. And let's discuss the thing first, but I want to tell you something else. Later on, we're going to discuss like certain risks, according, concerning this problem. And he's not just in trouble because he can go to jail. That's not the only problem he's, having in his life right now.
Absolutely. So let's probably listen to this and listen to I'm still in shock of what happened.
Yes.
How did it appear? So there were so many options, and this is the craziest one and the stupidest one. It is like I don't know, the burn after reading level stupid, but also really terrifying.
I would not call OG a whistleblower in the slightest. I don't think that there was a goal nor some sort of accomplishment that he was looking for in sharing these documents. Of course, there's some anti-government sentiment, but that's not unlike most right-wingers in the modern day and age.
So, first of all, very weird thing. He's actually protecting this guy still. This boy is fucked, like by any means. He has so many problems right now. I can't even imagine. And he's still sitting and protecting the guy. He's saying that, oh no, he wasn't really like anti-American or anything. He wasn't like.
And this is the problem. The problem is he's a child. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. This is what grooming does to kids. This is what influencing kids is like. He doesn't know this person. He can say he knows him because they talked online for 4 years, but he doesn't really know anything. You cannot. And this is something. And this kid is still protecting him, even though he doesn't know. Can't know for sure, because this is this kind of emotional link that they have. Because he says, "Well, OG was kind of supporting us with our mental problems at home. He was talking to us." And they have a connection. And this is such a manipulative piece of shit that OG is. I mean, obviously he had some kind of, agenda. He did this for a reason.
He did.
But manipulating a child into something so serious is fucked up. 21-year-old. A guy who likes racist memes and guns and video games. Oh my God. And the friends described him as older than most of the group. So he was 21 and he was older than most of the group. So we have a bunch of children.
Sabotaging American intelligence.
Sabotaging American intelligence. Oh
wow.
My God.
Wow. This is like, I mean, like this is even more stupid. I mean, like, okay, American intelligence community, American military should be, should be a little bit, how could you say that, embarrassed. I mean, like, I've studied stuff about intelligence. I had I have some knowledge about this, about how these things operate, classified documents, etc., etc. I mean, if 21 years old guy could get an access to this kind of documents, this is it's like the biggest fuck up in American in history of American intelligence ever. Snowden is not a fuck up. WikiLeaks is not a fuck up. Like they couldn't do anything about that. This stuff is like fuck.
I don't know.
People in South Korea who, were really, really upset about these leaks, because in these leaks, it was found out that United States taped South Korean government to find out if they will support Ukraine and give Ukraine the ammunition. And they're probably reading this New York Times article right now, and they're like, okay, we were mad before, but right now we're not even mad anymore because this is pathetic. Sorry.
God, I'm sorry. I don't mean to sound like an idiot. I'm sorry. Me and Mark, we're not ungrateful. We love our partners, and we have times and times again have discussed on this podcast that we believe America is our biggest friend. USA. Yeah, 100%.
But this.
Jesus Christ.
Take your shit together. This is not even fun. The whole premise of this podcast.
I can't find
the whole premise of this podcast. We were going to discuss how Tucker Carlson's of this world can influence people, even in intelligence community, and then those people can sabotage the army and intelligence. But if a fucking 21 years old schmuck, Nazi idiot could sabotage the American intelligence community and army.
4 years. 4 years they have this Discord server. For 4 years he has been feeding them classified information.
So he probably had
for 4 years nobody noticed that he was doing shit.
If he's 21, he had this Discord server even before he started to serve an intelligence community, right? So he wasn't even vetted enough, right? I mean,
I don't know.
I mean,
listen. Okay, let's not talk. Let's not do speculations here. We're not experts on the levels of American clearance in American security services. We're not judging. We don't know crap. Actually, we're just talking heads from the internet.
This should be.
But we are entitled to our shitty emotions, and our emotions are very shitty right now.
This is important. I'm not sure if this goes anywhere, but this is important. First of all, we don't know about the clearance levels, etc., etc. Well, those briefings are the briefings which are going to Mark Milley, going to President Biden from Mark Milley. Those are
they're not going to us.
Yeah. So those are kind of classified briefings, although only one document had classified, like from what I've seen, maybe more, but like not all the documents had this classified tag in them.
Yeah, not all of them were top secret, but they were intended for an exclusive circle of military leaders and government decision makers, not a bunch of Minecraft kids or like whatever game they were playing. I don't care. No.
Like imagine, imagine in 21 years old having clearance to anything. I mean, like you don't even have a clearance to, I don't know.
You can't rent a car in America when you're 21. You can only rent a car when you're 25.
Is it
so
true?
You can't rent a car. Yes, it's true. You can't rent a car. You can barely drink, but somehow you can steal United States classified freaking documents and share them on your Discord server. This is insane. Like, and this is even worse. I mean, what the fuck? FSB, Russian spies,
it makes
China.
much more sense right now.
Fuck all that.
It makes much more sense right now. So if he was 21 years old, I mean, like this stuff sounded schizoid a little bit because I thought it was like 30, 40 years old man.
Yeah, I thought it was like a 40
man. This behavior is pretty normal. Like when you're 21, when I was 21, I was really, really fucking stupid. I wouldn't share classified documents, but I was. So I have a suggestion. I mean, this could like, well, let's try to give classified clearance to kindergarten children, and let's see. And let's just like wait and see what happens. It will like. We had a slow news week. Now, New York Times and Washington Post are getting a lot of clicks and money. We can save international media. Just give classified clearance to kindergarten children. Mark.
You're such an ass. Oh my God. You are a terrible, terrible person.
No, I mean, I'm just jealous.
I know you're jealous.
I'm jealous.
You don't have a clearance.
I don't have this clearance. I'm 29 and I don't have it.
You're too old.
I'm too old. Maybe I'm too old for the clearance.
Oh my God, we should stop. Like, we should not. These are very good jokes, but like, let's not. We love America.
USA.
Something I want to say that is really important here is that this is exactly. So this is. Because I thought this guy was older. I was like, oh, this is kind of this sick perverted dynamic of this like older man grooming these young boys. But it's literally like I was making this as a as like an analogy, but this literally is a gang of kids with an older kid trying to protect and impress an older kid.
He's not even older. There were probably guys who are older than him there.
And listen, jokes aside, okay, we had our share of fun here.
I wonder what video
Mark
games
was an asshole. I hope it's not GTA because it's going to do something fun.
At some point.
God, Mark. Okay, so Mark is being an ass.
Maybe I could be the kid.
They're going to find us and they're going to shoot us because of you. You know that, right?
We're sending this to our producer and he's shutting our podcast down forever.
We're just getting fired. Let's try to bring this back to work ethics, kind of. So, even though you're an asshole, Mark.
Either we start from the beginning. No, I mean, No,
it's all good. Sure. So, a part of, like, let's skip the whole, like, right now. Let's forget about the whole us being assholes and laughing at the failure of the United States government protection and everything. Listen, we have a problem here. We still have a problem. Because now FSB doesn't even have to do anything.
Yeah, I mean,
Russian state services and Russian spies don't even have to go anywhere anymore. They just have to find the right people.
I'm 100% sure right now. Some FSB officer is like happy going buying his some bottle of crystal, and he's reading the document that it was his agent.
Yeah, they're all making like they're all like fighting each other, like whose operation was that? Yeah. Who's gonna medal for this operation? It was just like all jokes aside, just we're laughing because we're trying to make a kind of funny thing.
Maybe probably thousands of people will die because of this.
It's horrifying. We're just assholes that are coping with trauma of war. Yeah. But all jokes aside, this is scary and terrifying, and I'm scared very much because this is not good. You know, I was watching a lot of American TV today, like Fox News and MSNBC and CNN and everything. And there's something that was said by the host of the Fox News channel. He said, an embarrassing leak. Right? Like embarrassing. Okay, sure, it's a bit embarrassing. We have made a whole bunch of jokes about it just now. But it's not embarrassing, doesn't do it justice. It's not embarrassing. Our entire military strategy, again, me and Mark, not military experts, these people, like this person, not good with military stuff, don't serve in the military, know nothing about the military, and just are only good at speculating about stuff. Okay, this is a disclaimer.
I served in informational military.
Yeah, because that's the same. Anyway, I assume because of these leaks, not only are thousands of Ukrainian troops and actually other troops, other officials in other countries, the trove of documents is large, right? So not only are they in danger, but also I assume, I don't know for sure, but I guess something is about to change in Ukrainian military plans, which means a lot of money was wasted, a lot of lives were wasted, a lot of time was wasted. And thanks to I guess, reckless behavior on the part of some people, I don't want to say, like, we're not perfect Ukrainians. We're not, like, we have our own share of problems. We have our own leaks, man. Come on, we do. It's just... I'm really terrified because now what I was telling you about like FSB, Russian State Service, is that the only thing they have to do now is like look for the right people with kind of right mindset, kind of prone to these conspiracies, prone to this anti-American kind of sentiment, prone to this Russia verstehen, prone to, you know, self-criticizing. And this can ruin a lot of things. And I guess, you know what, this Russian war against Ukraine, world has learned a lot about different things, starting from, you know, warfare and what war is. Maybe thanks to Ukraine's war and stuff like that, you know, the West can benefit and upgrade and kind of look into the issues they have with their top secret documents. I mean, I'm trying to find something positive, but again, all jokes aside, I'm horrified.
Let me add one more negative thing from this.
More?
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, because...
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm not sure... I haven't seen like a lot of sensitive data about military operations in Ukraine, like really sensitive, something like life-changing. I don't know, I'm not a military expert, but it exposed a lot of channels of intelligence gathering by American intelligence community. And this is much more precious than knowing where where Leopards are located in March 2nd or something like that. It's much more valuable, it's much more costly, and people right now are in danger. People in Russia who are US intelligence assets, who are a lot of them, they're in danger. And also the whole, the next operations of American intelligence are in danger, because in order to in order to hire someone in Russian military, for instance, or in Russian intelligence, or in the Putin's administration. Like you could protect those people. You could offer those people protection. You could offer those people some things. Right now, since American intelligence is embarrassed, right, jeopardized or something like that, that it could be just revealed by some 21-year-old idiot, then it means like it's dangerous now to be an agent for America, and it's horrible because it's one of the main sources of intelligence, for
the forces of good, dare I say.
Yeah, and it's
dare I say, I'm gonna get all the criticism in the comments saying, well, what about America doing? I don't care. Like, it's a very painfully obvious who's in the right and who's in the wrong in this whole situation. And something else that I would like to address as well is that you call him an idiot. I would like to agree. But also, we don't know whether he's just dumb or he has some mental issues or he's an asset of a foreign country, of a foreign adversary of America. Yeah. We don't know. And apparently, the structure he was working for didn't know either, because if they did, they wouldn't have hired him. So we have an issue here as well. Like, I don't know if he's just like a show off or stupid, or he's been acting like with obviously evil intent. But yeah,
I will speculate here. Well, he could be. So like, I don't think it was foreign intelligence. I don't think he was an asset of foreign intelligence knowingly. So he didn't do this. So if he did, he would send those documents just privately, and that's it. And nobody would find out till now.
I guess.
But probably in this chat, there could be intelligence officers of other countries. There could be Russian operatives, Chinese, or
apparently enough of a bunch of children.
Yeah.
One of whom, or two of whom, or five of whom have just dispersed these documents all over the place.
We were actually lucky. We were very lucky that one of those kids busted this intelligence leak online a month ago. Because if he didn't, and if, for instance, Russians found out about this Discord server and infiltrated it, it would be much worse, because
I guess.
Yeah, so that's
true.
Yeah, it's like if
I hate speculation.
If you're trying to find some good things, yeah, it's good that someone posted, and it's good that the information is alt there from the beginning of March. It's like the situation is dynamic. There's a lot of good here, but yeah, that's also very bad for American intelligence and for our intelligence as well. From everything we heard and saw about this man, he definitely did have some opinion of his government. Well, it's later in this article. OG had a dark view of the government. The young member said he spoke of the United States, and particularly law enforcement and the intelligence community, as sinister force that sought to suppress its citizens and keep them in the dark. He ranted about government overreach. He also, by the way, and this is important, renamed this Discord server Bear versus Pig, where Bear is Russia in positive view and Pig is Ukraine in negative view. And well, this guy had a fucking agenda. He's not just a lunatic. He
might as well be a lunatic, but the problem is he got a very loyal team of followers.
Yeah.
Because, like when you're a child and you have like an older friend who's like super cool and he works in all these cool places and know all these cool people and gives you this exclusive information, and you don't want to let this person down. This is kind of relationships sometimes kids have with older kids, for instance, right? You're in the group and there's this older guy who you really revere, and this kid is so psychologically involved with this person that he still protects him, even though I think in his heart of heart he knows he's in deep trouble. I want to address something. I don't know. Maybe I'm sexist, and because I'm a girl, I don't know. But I kind of worry about these kids. It bothers me deeply because they call each other a family, and like they're friends. They've never met. They took care of each other's mental health issues. And this guy, OG, well, obviously we know his name now, but we just keep referring to him as an OG because it's just simpler. He was a leader there. He enforced like this pecking order, and he was upset with them that they did not pay enough attention to the documents, and he threatened to stop sending them. And they apparently, I guess, encouraged him and told him, no, we appreciate your whatever. Because he, instead of like copying text from the documents to the keyboard, he started taking pictures of them, including detailed charts of battlefield conditions in Ukraine and highly classified satellite images of the aftermath of Russian missile strikes on Ukrainian electrical facilities. Others sketched the potential trajectory of North Korean ballistic nuclear missiles that could reach the United States. Another featured photographs of the infamous Chinese spy balloon that floated across the country, snapped from an eye level, probably by a U-2 spy plane, along with a diagram of the balloon and yada yada. Anyway, this is insane.
Well, the sound, like now that you read it, it sounds like he was, what's the word? Like someone was trying to make him make these photos or something. But that's
we don't know. But it bothers me that this was this kind of, I don't want to call it like a toxic community because I've never been there. I don't know, but maybe it was loving and beautiful, and everybody loved each other and exchanged pictures of Ukrainian battlefield conditions. He's so nice. Anyway, so it really, really, really bothers me. And kind of this kid who was interviewed, he said that he felt, like he was better than everyone. It grew his ego. He felt like he was on top of Mount Everest, knowing all these things that regular people didn't know. And coming back to what I said at the beginning, I feel really scared for these kids because that's a manipulation on a higher level. That's not a manipulation of like, I'm going to buy you candy, I'm going to send you money. It's this like kind of sick,
it's like
evil.
They've been in a cult. In a cult,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like being in a cult. And this was done through like a thing on the internet. And I'm very pro like privacy. I don't know. My parents never logged in my accounts and read anything there. And I'm not sure this is the correct way to go. So I can't recommend anything. I don't have kids either, so I don't have a say in that. But well, apparently, not only do you have to be scared of like sexual predators in the internet now and like scammers who scam you out of your money. You also have to be scared that your child will receive top secret documents about a war in a country 4,000 kilometers away from you, and then I was referring to this when I said that he has problems. He's probably going to go to he's going to be investigated and jail and incarcerated. I don't know. But another issue. This kid now, and every single of those kids from that Discord server are now legitimate targets.
For Russian,
for Russians, Russian, Chinese,
I don't know, Iranian,
Saudis, whatever. We don't know what was in these documents. We have not seen all of them. There's barely a lot of them. These kids are in such grave danger now.
Yeah, they've probably had this calls, right? So it's not only those leaks, not only those documents which leaked. They had calls. They probably had some chats deleted. So those kids, they are holding some information in their heads, yes. Which probably is
nobody
valuable.
Can know. Nobody can know what they know. And I know for a fact that a lot of people are now could be very interested in what these children know that wasn't published or is not available
really
online.
Bad for them. It's horrible.
Terrifying.
And
I don't think they even understand. This guy in the interview, he said like, I'm scared for my life, but I don't think because he's an American teenager. I don't think any of these kids understand the extent of the trouble they found themselves in. And if I was their parent, I would be mortified. And I don't, as I said before, I don't have kids. I don't have these problems. I'm a very big fan of privacy, but I also don't have a solution, because apparently you can get top secret documents on Discord servers now, which is horrible. My God.
Yeah. So don't have a child. Like, if you're
this is stop, Mark. You're literally drawing the worst decision you can. Don't listen to him. He doesn't know what. Have children. Take care of them.
Your child could become a Nazi. So don't.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. I mean, Putin was a child, right?
Right. Look what happened.
I do not condone your opinion. Please have as many kids as possible, but teach them 3 things. Don't take candy from strangers. Don't get into black vans when a stranger invites you in. And don't take a bunch of top secret Pentagon, U.S. Secret Service documents from a stranger on the internet.
Discord.
This is like, this is three things that everybody has to teach their kids now. Jesus Christ.
Thank you, Melania. This is going to YouTube Shorts and TikTok for sure. Right. Fuck. I mean, I'm so shocked. I can't even continue, because like we had this whole structure about the whole thing about like, and we started with, you know what? It's like, you thought it's that, you thought it's that, but that's much more stupid. But when we had this news, which came right when we were recording this podcast, when we had those news, I felt like an idiot, because it appeared even more stupid than I thought. It doesn't make any sense right now. Like Tucker Carlson is not guilty here. I mean, like, even like Trump is not guilty. Russian propaganda is not guilty. This is just like, well, I could say who's guilty, but then we are, as CIA operatives, would be fired. But then, yeah, right now I feel like this whole story doesn't make any sense. I'm like in Coen Brothers movie, you know. I mean, like at the end, what have we learned?
We learned that yet again. We have learned that the world is insane. I mean, shit happens. I mean, there are bad people everywhere, and they are bad for many reasons. Some of them have malicious intents. Some of them have some monetary incentives. Some of them are stupid. And I don't know about this guy. Some of them are misinformed, right? Especially young people. Especially concerning something so complex as international relationships and international kind of affairs.
And war. And like...
Yeah, war is a kind of international affair, especially this one. But this is something that I would like to stress, especially. This is... A lot of people think that, you know, well, I know the economy, I know the agricultural politics, I know law, or I know like media law or whatever. And they think that international relations and foreign affairs and national security concerning these things is something that, you know, you can just know, or you can just understand out of the comfort of your own home or your office. The reality is international affairs, especially military affairs in different countries, are not only very complex to fathom and to kind of understand, but if you don't know what kind of, you know, you can have the kind of influence that can literally kill thousands of people if you mishandle information.
Yeah, if you let 21 years old have a
I'm sure these kids did not mean bad. I'm not talking about the guy. I don't care about him. Like, we're talking about
those kids. Every one of us could be in their place. Absolutely.
Yes.
No, those kids are innocent.
Those kids are innocent, and there's nothing you can do about it. And it's really bad. And yeah.
Well, I hope
crap.
I hope they will be okay, but otherwise, yeah.
And I hope, you know, it's like this, I don't know, a hole in the plane. I think that some lessons will be learned from this. Maybe there should be a more advanced screening. Maybe there should be, you know, maybe they're going to overlook their whole, you know, like security architecture within their secret services.
Surely.
And as you said, but now the future is kind of, it's weird now. It's weird now. We don't know what else is in there. Those documents, all of them they're not all who have been available. I didn't read a lot of them. And I don't think I will because it's not my place. So I don't know. But just imagine how much stuff is circulating on the internet. Jesus Christ.
Right.
And then, the aspect of the FSB bothers me because now, literally, as a foreign agent of a hostile country, you don't even have to do any manual labor anymore. You just have to find the right people, finance them, give them money, and brainwash them, pretend to be someone else in the internet and tell them the truth about Russian-Ukrainian war, especially finding somebody so persuadable as a young kids, you know, in puberty especially. And this is another thing that we have to be worrying about now.
Yeah, because apparently someone gave clearance to 21-year-old.
To a person that obviously shouldn't have had it.
Yeah, and I'm not in the position to school anyone on that, of course, and I'm just scared. I mean, fuck, we were hoping that everything is so tight and perfect. We were hoping that, like, they're planning something. We're doing this counteroffensive thing. We're having this, like, big war, which, like, Ukraine wants to win and the United States wants Ukraine to win. And we're in this together and we're tight and we're trying and then it appears that everything is so fragile. Everything is so, It's just like, it's frustrating. And it's frustrating because, I mean, I don't know who our viewers will be for this podcast if it ever comes out. For Ukrainians, every day, it's not just like one obituary or two obituaries, like tens and tens of obituaries online. Friends are dying. Friends of our friends are dying every day, and it's not like those are people who had their normal lives, normal as absolutely normal, like managers, engineers, I don't know, baristas, whatever, and they were our friends, and they are dying every day, and like you hope that there's some good power of good in the world which tries hard to help and to stop this and to help get some justice. But then it appears that the most powerful country in the world could just have it classified documents in the hands of 21-year-old Nazi, and it's just fucked up. And that's that's sad. It's not getting better than that. That's just sad. And we don't know what else is there. We don't. And that's...
Yeah, me and you especially. We don't know shit.
Right. Thank you very much. Subscribe to our YouTube. We have this subscription where you can pay us money monthly on YouTube. Also, like, press like, leave a comment of what was your reaction when you found out that this 21-year-old Nazi had clearance to the most sensible information in the world. And
share this video, please, everywhere. Please share this video because everybody has to enjoy our faces and as much as you do. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.